If you are already feeling the holiday heavies, an online tool can help you get in shape. A special calculator adds up your so-called fitness age. Dr. Christopher Visco is Director of Sports Medicine at New York Presbyterian Columbia Medical Center. Good morning to you.
Thank you, Vanita.
So what is the calculator? I mean, what are you actually trying to figure out when you put in these inputs?
The calculator is interesting. It gives you a measure of your aerobic fitness. And there are a variety of ways to look at fitness. One of them is aerobic exercise, your ability to tolerate a cardiovascular load.
So you go into this website and you plug in these numbers, and then it gives you your personalized results. You have to, what is it, resting heart rate?
That's right.
Your weight, height, a number of other things, and your age. What are you hoping that people take away from this when they put this? What can we learn from it?
Jeff, the most important thing when you look at a website like this is the questions it asks you. So as you're going through the process of answering these questions, some of the three most important things that they look at are, how often do you exercise? How vigorously do you exercise? And the tapping into those questions when you look at what am I actually doing for my fitness is critical to defining what your aerobic fitness is.
Because that was one of the questions. It was how vigorous is the exercise, which leads to the question, I mean, what's better, 15 minutes of all-out exercise or 60 minutes of very moderate exercise?
Well, you have to remember something. They're looking at healthy subjects in this study. And 60 minutes of a lower grade exercise is probably more tolerable for somebody that's relatively not quite as fit. If somebody's very fit, they can go all out.
In the study, when you're looking at it, one of the numbers it gives you is oxygen uptake. What does that have to do with our fitness?
The oxygen uptake is basically one of the measures of VO2 max, one of the things that we can look at with VO2 max. When you look at oxygen itself, we know because it's used for fire, right? So when fire burns, oxygen is needed. The same thing is occurring at the muscle, at the level of the muscle. The muscle uses oxygen to convert energy. And as one of the measures of VO2 max is how well your muscle does that, how well it actually utilizes
So basically
oxygen.
You're studying to see how much oxygen we're taking in at the height of heavy exercise, and that's a determinant of how healthy we are?
That's exactly right.
Which is why we say our lungs are burning.
Right.
in these cases. So the best way to increase your oxygen uptake is by doing what?
The best thing is regular aerobic exercise. When you look at fitness, aerobic exercise is one big component of it. Strength is another component, flexibility, and waist circumference. And regular aerobic exercise will help you improve your fitness.
When you say regular, that's 3 times a week, 5 times a week? What is that?
So the current recommendations are to exercise 2.5 hours per week, most days of the week. Now, most days of the week would be 4 to 5 days a week, which would be best. The development of regular aerobic exercise during those days is usually at least in 10-minute increments, along with strength training.
It really is a fascinating calculator. You'd think it would take a lot more inputs to figure this out, but it's good information to know how old you actually are in terms of your body. Dr. Christopher Visco, thank you.
Thank you.
You can try the fitness calculator for yourself. Just go to cbsthismorning.com.